Okay, so here we are in round two. We have the opportunity to play, so we're going to do so. Um, this hand is it's a little short on green, but we do have the paladin third turn. So if we draw one forest, we actually have a pretty good draw with the wolf. So I'm actually going to keep this, despite the fact that I can end up playing the paladin and not doing much after. So we're going to keep this. Okay, he drops a bracers. And we draw the plains, which is fine. We'll be dropping the paladin on third turn, although we won't have anything soulbound with it. He drops a wolf. If he puts the bracers on that, that's a pretty good effect. So at this point, we really want to drop a forest. If we soulbound that lumber knot, that's 10 damage going to his head. Looks like he's equipping. No, he's not. He's playing the Force Mage, which is pretty good as well. If I draw a forest, I'm not going to swing the paladin because I don't want him trading his Force Mage for my paladin. Okay, that helps. Next turn, I could Righteous Blow this if he doesn't put the braces on it and trade with the Force Mage, which I still don't think I'm going to do. I will Righteous Blow his wolf, though, if I have the opportunity. It looks like we're not going to get the opportunity to do that. Okay. We have to take 7 here. 4 here, I should say. Don't really have much of a choice. We're not getting any forests here. We're going to need a forest now to have a chance of coming back into this game. We draw a Druid's Familiar, which is not a forest, so we're going to have to just pass here. If he swings with his Force Mage, we unfortunately have to block, right? It will go to 5. Well, actually, we don't have to block, but okay. So he's not forcing damage on us. He might think this is double strike regardless, or just playing around a trick. So we need a forest now. We don't get it. We get the creature he just played in Gloom Widow. This is not working out too well for us. This turn, probably gonna have to discard the probably the Gloom Widow because we're on defense right now, and it doesn't help us at all. I don't see a lot of ways we can get out of this right now. He plays Midvast Protector, which is make things even more difficult for us. Well, I guess it's not a big deal because we still block the Widow and Righteous Blow it. See, I don't see anything we could play 4th turn to get out of this, really. If we block this, shoot it with a Righteous Blow, we don't have a creature for Druid's Familiar to be paired up with, even if we draw a forest. So for that reason, I'm not going to show him the Righteous Blow, and I'm just going to go straight to game 2. We just got a little unlucky there, but that's just the game. It looks like he has a solid green-white deck there, but I think ours is definitely stronger from what we saw. I don't see us putting in anything. Maybe Zealous Strike because we're probably going to have a good amount of creature combat. But I don't want to take out a creature. I don't want to take out a Blessings of Nature. I think I'm actually not going to put that in. Maybe a Defy Death? I think I will take out a Defy Death, actually. Just to, just so our creature on our battles will go in our favor. I will play first this time. So this is interesting. We have a 3rd drop, 3 mana, 3/3 flyer. We don't really have any tech with it, but I think that in and of itself is fine. The rest of our cards are a little slow, but we're not going to... Especially since it's going to be slowed down by the fact that we're going to have to return a land to our hand. But we're not going to mulligan this. I think this is playable enough. Okay, he keeps his hand. So we'll just play it plains and pass. Alright, we draw another land. He plays an abundant growth, which is fine. Okay, so that's pretty good to draw at this point. Still gonna kind of slow us down, but I think I'm actually gonna wait till I'm gonna play the Emancipation Angel. That's just the better card to play at this point, even though we're getting slowed down a bit. We can bear it. That's fine. We can still block that next turn, even if he puts it with something. But I think since we got a good some good beats going on, especially since we'll be able to drop the Gloom Widow, then the Familiar next turn, we're gonna stick with that. That Gloom Widow was probably one of the best cards we could draw at this point because we needed a 3-drop. So now we have a 3, 4, 5, and 6 drop. So we have a card for each of the following turns. Nettle Swine. That's fine. Okay, so he's swinging into us. He's probably going to regret that next turn. We drop the Familiar, but oh, this is a 5/4 then. Oh, I see. And for that reason, we'll use the ability, but I think we're going to Soulbind it with the Emancipation Angel or the Gloom Widow? I think I'm going to Soulbind it with the Gloom Widow. If he wants to trade, that's fine. We can always drop the Geist Trappers next turn. Yes, that is what we will do. To make our Druid's Familiar big again. He's not. He's taking that, so now I'm a little curious as to what he could have in his hand that he feels he can race us at this point. Let's see. This might be a Pilgrim to give him lifelink. One of his creatures lifelink. Okay, he untaps. Okay, now he goes into his combat. So he tapped 2 white. I don't know if I could get any information from that. This I'm going to let swing because I don't want to lose my Familiar. It's providing me with 6 power on the board. So that I'll simply just take. And he's tapping 3, 4, 5 to play nothing. Okay, he's playing a Ranger, which will get him a land. Not going to help his position all that much. But he's playing 2 creatures. Ooh, okay, that's a good card for him to have right now. For that reason, I'll throw the Gloom Widow into that. And I could play the Wolf next turn to simply shore up the Wind, because he'll be at 6. That'll be 7 power. And I can Banishing Stroke anything that has power comparable to the Wolf, which is the Nettle Swine right now. So I will do that. I'm going to swing with my Emancipation Angel and my Gloom Widow. The only thing I could worry about is if he could kill me next turn, but I don't think that will be an issue. And we'll drop a land, obviously. And we'll pass. Declaring attackers. He's just attacking with a swine. If he's attacking with everything, I might think to block because Join Assault would lose the game, but he's not. So I'll go to 8. That's perfectly fine right now. Gonna need the familiar to make the wolf bigger, and obviously gonna need the wolf to attack. So unless he has some trick right now, we should be winning this game. The best thing we could hope for him to like to tap everything and drop like a Vorse Claw or something. Oh, alright, you can play that as well. That's that works. That'll give him a turn. Use Spirit, that's perfectly fine as well. Okay, that might win us the game. Yes, it will win us the game. Yeah, we got a little lucky there. We drew the Paladin. I mean, otherwise we might have to swing with one of these guys. Banishing Stroke next turn to. Well, we don't have to make that choice because we ripped. So we'll just play the Paladin and just take the game. He has nothing that can block the Wolf, and he has nothing that can block the Angel. So I just have to give one of them double strike. Oh, obviously the Emancipation Angel because the Wolf has already got a buddy. And we will just take the game. I'll deal 10 damage. Okay, so we take game 2. Like I said, it looks like he has a solid white-green deck, but I think our creature pool is just much stronger. I think the Zealous Strike was definitely the right card to put in for that game, although we didn't see it anyway. Yeah, there's nothing really else to throw in there. Doesn't seem anything is gonna really do it for us, so we'll go with that. Alright, he chose to play, I believe. Yes. I think this is keepable. Be able to get a plains out of our deck with the Ranger. The Blessings of Nature is just kind of nutty, and the Lumberknot might sit there, but we do have 8. We do have 8 soulbound creatures, and it doesn't look like he has any actual removal, so anything he gets bound with will probably just stay there, so I'm going to keep this. Okay, we got a double Lumberknot here, which could potentially spell trouble for us. He plays a wall, which we don't care about at all. We're not going to miracle that, because we can't, and we wouldn't anyway. And we're just going to pass. Hopefully he doesn't have too fearsome of a 3-drop. He doesn't have the Widow. He does have the Widow. Okay. We'll go second main step. Doesn't really matter. Drop our Ranger. Get ourselves a Plains. And I guess we'll drop the Lumberknot next turn, though we are going to take some damage. Yes, we are going to take some damage. Okay, now we have to make a choice here. We could drop the Lumberknot, hope to get a Plains, and then simply drop the Paladin. Or we could just let him hit us for 7 and then just make our Ranger bigger with Blessings of Nature next turn. But I don't think we could afford to do that. I think this turn we're going to have to block one of these guys with the Ranger and simply just blow the other one. I don't think we have much of a choice here. So we're going to go with that plan. Yes. I think we will. Because although this guy is soulbound, we need to draw Plains. So we're not in a great position to do that. I'd rather just get creatures off his board right now. Try to preserve our life total. Okay. So we'll just block this. Make sure to put end of combat stop for us, so we can discuss that. Okay, that didn't For some reason that didn't work because that's our opponent's stop, so we made a boo-boo there. And we draw planes. Looks like we will be taking 7. That was a bit of a mistake. That wasn't a bit of a mistake, that was a big mistake. But next turn we will have a lumber knot and righteous blow back up. Possibly double righteous blow back up. So, although we're going to 9, we should be able to stabilize. And he plays Blessings of Nature. So we're going to go to 11, and it looks like we're going to have to use our Banishing Stroke? No, we won't have to use it actually. We want a 5. If this guy has double strike, he'll be able to block this, and we could righteous blow it. So I think we're going to go with that plan. We'll leave the Paladin back. We can't really afford to take any damage right now. That was a mistake last turn with the righteous blow, but we can't really change that. We don't care about this because we have first strike. We have double strike, I should say. He doesn't swing into us, so next turn we could drop the Restoration Angel, bring back the Lumber Knot. So I think we will swing with this, do some damage. Angelic Wall goes, and then we'll just pass the turn, dropping the Restoration Angel next turn, untapping our Lumber Knot. Two white, that could be a Defang. Hopefully it is, because Angel will just get around that. Oh, he swings with that character. So he's being a bit tenuous about this. He's not sure what's going on. Yes, we will use that ability. And then block this. So now he doesn't have a blocker for our Angel. He's got 6 mana, he's dropping Redeemer, which is fine. He's going to gain some life, it's going to make that much harder for us, but we can get rid of it with our Banishing Stroke. Okay, we can also give our guy Death Touch, which is fine. We will swing with this is kind of tricky. We have a lot of options here. I think the best bet, we're still going to need to righteous blow this when blocking with the Lumber Knot, or we could double block it. He doesn't have any cards, so we could double block it. So for that reason, I'm going to... So we're going to drop a Peddler out there. If he wants to attack into our Angel, that's perfectly fine. And we'll drop a Widow out there for good measure, because there's nothing really else to play right now. So he can make this a 5/5 Vigilance, he can make this a 7/7 Vigilance, he can make this a 2/2 Vigilance. He might put it on the Peddler, force us to make a bad trade. Oh, he's not. That's still 7 power, 7 toughness, he can't really swing into us. He can't swing into us at all, actually. Hopefully we just draw a line here. No, we don't, but that's pretty good. That'll definitely keep us out of his range. At this point, do we start swinging? He doesn't have, they only have Death Touch. I think I could swing with the Lumber Knot here. I could always throw the peddler in front of something if he swings with his force mage. So I'm gonna throw the lumber knot out there. And if he does somehow kill it, which he can't really, if he triple blocks it, I could just drop another lumber knot. Okay, we'll just drop the lumber knot now. The second one. Next turn we get the pilgrim out there, and he won't be coming back from this at all. We'll throw that in front of there. That's perfectly fine. Just traded a 1-1 for a 7-7. He drew a chaplain, which can get rid of an enchantment or artifact. That doesn't mean anything to us. Doesn't mean anything at all. Oh, he makes that a 5-5. Perfectly fine. Now we draw our land. Could drop the Pilgrim and just gain some life here, but I don't see a lot of cards he can draw after we Banishing Stroke this and put on the bottom of his library, so I think we're just going to do that. He won't have any Death Touch. He will have a lot of problems. He has no cards in his hand, so I think that's the best play here. Put this on the bottom of his library. And we can freely swing with this character, and this character. I'll leave the Restoration Angel behind just in case. I don't know what he could draw anyway, but I will leave it behind. And if he doesn't block this, it's lethal. He will have to block the Lumber Knot. Yep. Okay. So he takes 5, put him at 7. And we actually didn't really even have to use our Righteous Blow or Blessings of Nature. Okay, so we got away with that mistake I made with putting the stop at the end of combat for him, for his turn. So sometimes it just works out that way. We just had some really powerful effects with Restoration Angel and Paladin, and we took advantage of that. So I'll see you guys in round 3.